music's subjective. Some people's gold, other people are like, that sucks,
Favorite song? I definitely love No Point of View. Lyrically, I think that's one of my favorites, just because it's a very thought-provoking song, even though it sounds just kind of like a fun song. There's a lot to it. But aside from that, I also like Have a Nice Day, because there's a wicked synth solo that I get to play in that, so that's always fun.
There is a tune called Cut the Trachea. I was in love with this tune from the beginning. Tempo is super pop punk up front, but immediately the tune starts with real typical driving punk, pop punk kind of vibe, but the chords are already complex. They all have upper color notes, 7 chords with 13s and shit like that. They're going by really fast. They're kind of chunky and palm muted, so it's not like you're like jazz. It's more like, I was like, oh, this is complex. I like this. I'm getting excited about it. And then as you move into the tune, there's this halftime hit in the choruses that I think is really effective, and I like the chord choices there too. Again, it like lands on a major 7 chord. It's got like this shimmer to it, but it all goes by so fast. You're just like, oh, it's just a pop tune, unless you dive in and you're learning it to play it. And then the bridge, it goes to a piano solo for the first half. It's very Ben Folds, which I'm from North Carolina, so that spoke to me. And then Matt, like the nerd that he is, like plays back this programmed piano solo that he just wrote on the computer. He physically plays it back on the guitar as the second phrase of that solo, and it's so impressive to like go from the digital to the human. I loved it. I loved every element of it. It was like utilizing all the tools, utilizing the way pop music is easily friendly, but the way if you get a little deeper in harmony, it's more exciting as a musician. Like all that shit was there for me. And it took forever even to convince Matt to let us perform it. So, because he was just like, he was kind of down on the fact that it was too complicated or too weird. I'm in love with that tune. So if you aren't a fan of the band, or if you are and you don't know this tune, check out Cut the Trachea. It's my fave.
Matt has a bunch of great songs. I would be hard pressed to pick one. I love Have a Nice Day. So many of the songs are just great.
I'd have to say the hardest thing is I've written so much music that hasn't been released. I have to remember what's actually come out. I think probably one of my favorite ones that always worked really well was probably Have a Nice Day and Over You, which were the 2 songs from the Reach Out EP. Have a Nice Day felt like a perfect power pop song. It fit all the boxes, it checked all the boxes of what a power pop song is supposed to be. I felt good about writing that one, because I felt like I had written a song that was like, yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, type of thing. And people love that song. People know the lyrics to that song, which is amazing, because I've never saw myself as a great lyricist. And then Over You was great just because it's 4 phrases. It's like, the song's like 2 minutes long. And I remember I wrote every song I've ever written was written very quickly, but that one was written very quickly. And I remember having to go, okay, I have 4 phrases to tell a story. And I had this idea to write a song that was like, it sounds like a breakup song, but then it morphs. And by the end, you realize that it's not a breakup song. That person died. It's now a song about loss. And there's still some lines in that song where I'm like, I could have come up with them better that way. but I remember writing the whole thing, and I was just like, I like this. This is cool. And the funniest thing about that song is it's like, we always called it the Weezer song, because it sounds like a Weezer tune. And it's so short and it's all fuzzed out. And like Jim, of course, my amazing producer, takes all my super emotional, heart-wrenching songs and goes, you know what we should do? Let's add hand claps. And so Over You is like this super sad song. He's going, So, but what was funny about that song was, to this day, people will say they love that song, but they've never actually listened to the lyrics. They just hear this fun rock tune. And I remember when we did that Battle of the Bands, the final night, we were the last band, and we had like a half an hour. And so We did our set, and then everybody walked off stage, and I played Over You by myself. And then I took the guitar off, put it on the stage, and I just walked off. And I remember one of my best friends, Jeremy, he comes over to me after the show, and he goes, I've been listening to that song for years. I had no idea how fucking brutal the lyrics of that song are, because nobody really paid attention to it. I was like, thanks. Yeah, nobody really paid attention to it, but you know. But I think that one's probably my favorite just because of that. It was such a challenge to write a song that was like, I knew exactly where I wanted it to go, but I only had 4 phrases to do it. I had to do it very quickly.